About 100 persons were killed late Friday when gunmen stormed Yelewata village in Guma local government area of Benue State, Nigeria, in one of the deadliest attacks recorded in the region this year. In response to the killings, hundreds of youths took to the streets of Makadi, the state capital, on Sunday to protest what they described as government inaction and worsening insecurity. The Yelewata massacre comes just a day after armed herders reportedly attacked Yelewata and Daudu towns in the same Guma local government area of the state. Reacting to this latest attack in Benue, Pope Leo has offered prayers for the victims of the fresh massacre in the state. Delivering his remarks just before the Sunday Angelus prayer, the Pope described the violence as particularly devastating, noting that most of the victims were internally displaced persons sheltered by a local Catholic mission in Yewata Guma local government area. Joining us on this show.
All right, let's take it from here. It will interest you to know that we still have a lot of persons with conscience in this country. Well, I'd like you to watch this video and hear how this analyst has exposed the real deal, what really happened and how this thing happened. The shocking part is that the where this insurgent took place is just let's say few pole away from a checking point, where there is this popular saying that if an insurgent should last more than 24 hours, that means it is politically motivated. The government are aware of it. There is something we don't know about it. Just watch this video and hear what this man has said. It will interest you and it will shock you. I'll be right back. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I'll be back. Thank you.
Bati, for having me. The situation is beyond description. It is painful. It is a time of sorrow for our people. More so that this is not the first time, and particularly painful because the venue, the place where this occurred is one that ordinarily we would think is protected. I say this because Yelewata is a border town between Benue and Nasarawa State. And at that border town, there is a military checkpoint that has been there for at least 5 years. This military checkpoint is populated with not less than 15 soldiers, I think headed by a captain or thereabout. I'm not specific, I don't know the exact rank of the officer in charge, but there is a permanent feature of the Nigerian army located in Yelewata. So it becomes difficult to understand how these attacks would go on between 10 to 11 p.m. midnight and last for hours all the way to the early mornings without any intervention by this very formation that is right at the doorstep of Yelewata. Dr. Bati, if you move from Nasarawa State to Benue, Yelewata is on the road. It is not a village, maybe a kilometer. No, it is directly on the road. It's one of those villages where the Catholic church is by the road, the primary school is by the road, the market is by the road, and everything is by the road. And if you look at the pictures, for the houses that were burnt, broken down, and killed, and the people that were killed inside those houses, you could simply look at them in their rooms and then take the camera all the way back to the road. It's difficult to understand, and for us in Guma local government, we're in a state of shock and perhaps feeling like orphans, feeling abandoned by those who have the responsibility to protect and safeguard the lives of our people and their properties. Now, we have a situation where a few weeks ago when these same killings happened in Daudu and a couple of other places in Agan, Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had directed that the Chief of Army Staff should relocate to Benue State and resolve this matter. I can tell you that, yes, the Army Chieftain got to Benue State, met with his officers, because Benue State hosts two army formations. There is the Nigerian Army School of Engineering, and then there is the 72 Special Forces Battalion. All of them are in North Bank. Agan, the village that was attacked a week or 2 weeks ago, is 200 meters away from the fence of the 72 Special Forces Battalion. Now, when the military chieftain got to Makodi, he met with his people, and in awaiting his arrival, stakeholders had been put together. The Tortiv, the Ochidoma, religious leaders, chairmen and youths, people of thought and all stakeholders in the security sector were assembled at Government House so that they will have an interaction. I tell you, the man did not spend a minute with them. After meeting with his army, meeting with one or two other peoples, and meeting with the governor, he simply left. We don't know whether he was still in Benue. We don't know whether he returned to Abuja. But all we know is that for the Totif and the Ochidoma and the first-class chiefs that came from all the local governments that are affected by this violence, the man did not meet with them. And then you have a situation where we understand that perhaps the army acts on orders. But how can you not act when there are gunshots right on your doorstep? It creates situations for us. Now, for yesterday, the protest that happened in Makurdi, it was one of those times that you sit and you wish that you were around to be part of that outing, because that is the only way the people can express the angst and the emotion that has built in them to witness these kind of things. But again, the way everything happened and eventually got a little bit disrupted and all of that, we are at least hopeful and grateful that we had the opportunity to come out and express ourselves in that matter.
Thank you, Honorable Gwila. Let's invite Mr. Madaki. Mr. Madaki.
Mr. Madaki.
Oh, you are?
Mr.
Oh,
Madaki, yes. Honorable Gwila.
Okay, I missed it up. Okay, yes. Honorable Gwila, we come to you now. Yes. Are you also from Guma local government?
Good morning
area?
again.
Yes, sir.
No, I am from Gwe West local government area.
Okay.
Practically the fulcrum of these attacks, one of the very severely affected parts of Benue State. Thank you very much for having me on the show. I want to start by expressing my sincere condolences to my people in Gwe West, in Guma, in Ukum, in other parts of Benue State, and even in Plateau State over these killings. I want to express my condolences to the military personnel who were killed and the civil defense officer and other security operatives that have lost their lives. We want to thank them for their service and their sacrifice that they're making on behalf of my people. I want to also use the opportunity very quickly to thank His Eminence, the Pontiff, the Pope, for even responding quicker than our president and our governor to the event that happened, to the massacre of our people. And I want to use the opportunity to inform the international public, the Vatican, the well-meaning people all over the world that Benue State is under siege. This is a pogrom of our people. A genocide is taking place. There's a war against our people. And Mr. President, I want to use this opportunity to emphasize the fact that there's a war against people in a part of your country. Let me say that yesterday, there's an age-old adage, even in several cultures, that you cannot beat people up and stop, or cannot beat a child up and stop the child from crying. When our people cried out, when we embarked upon our legitimate constitutional duty to protest, we were confronted with tear gas, with scores of personnel who from nowhere came out, who are not able to confront these killers but are able to confront protesters. We saw helicopters hovering over protesters, helicopters that we did not see go to Yelwata and intercept the people. So we are concerned about what is happening. Some of us have waited and have given the president, the governor, the benefit of doubt to intervene. But after 2 years, we cannot keep quiet anymore, including those who were declared as representatives of the people. 2 years later, and nothing seems to be happening. I have to point out immediately now what was shocking and of a concern to me in the statement made by Mr. President. And let me quote very clearly. Mr. President, first of all, mentioned that he has asked that an implementation of his earlier directive, meaning he gave an initial directive that apparently was not followed. He has to now give a follow-up directive. That is one. Number two, he is saying that in the latest round of reprisal attacks, Mr. President, it appears as if some people are not giving you the right information. Mr. President is being misinformed and ill-advised. There is no such thing as reprisal attacks going on. Our people are under siege. Mr. President asked the governor to convene reconciliation meetings and dialogue among warring communities, warring parties. Those are the words used by Bayo Onanuga. And then seek harmonious existence between farmers, herders, and communities. I'm aware that there seems to be a lot of sycophancy in the country right now. So, Mr. President, with all due respect, if you need to be told the truth, you can ask us, the people. Some of us can come and tell you what is actually going on. You can liaise with our governor. I believe he should be honest enough to tell you the truth. There's no such thing as reprisal attacks. if you say seek harmonious relationship and have reconciliation meetings, that means, Mr. President, you know who has attacked us. That means the governor knows who has attacked us and he's supposed to call them together for a meeting. Okay. Is that what is being told? Because that is what I deduce from that statement. And that, I believe, is disingenuous to the situation. There is no such thing as reprisal attacks, I'll repeat for the 18th time. These are premeditated, unprovoked attacks against the people. I know that recently, Mieti Allah made a public statement claiming that one of their members was killed and that 1,000 of their cows or so were rustled. Immediately I heard that, I knew that something like this was going to happen. And I wonder where our security agents are. Where is the intelligence when they do not know? It is always reactive and not proactive. And when it happened, I said, this is exactly what I knew would happen. Because maybe this is the wrong narrative that Mr. President is being fed. The question is, in Naka, in Gwe West Local Government, in Aondana, how many Makban members were killed? How many cows were rustled there?
Okay. We need to come to you. You've been able to cite one side. Let's talk about the humanitarian crisis. NEMA says over 1,000 households are affected. A lot of people displaced. What is happening on ground as regards the humanitarian crisis in Benue? And the number, they peg it as close to 200. Some are saying it's way more than that. What have you heard as regards what's happening on ground? And I will also come to you back in the studio. Let's talk about, NEMA says over 1,000 households are affected. Thousands and thousands of people are displaced. What do you know?
Yes. So let me say that it is also concerning when you hear reports, official reports claiming only 59 people have been killed. Very credible media outlets have reported that over 100, some saying over 200. And feelers and information I'm receiving from our people on the ground say actually that number is more in the range of 200. So yes, obviously that means thousands, over 1,000 households are affected. And we have probably hundreds of thousands of internally displaced people. So now what that means is there are people who